we don't just want to focus on fan page parties. We want people who come to our pages to take action with us outside of Facebook, because that's how we sustain a great business. So I have a module really dedicated to everything you do, kind of after party strategies, so that your Facebook looks active throughout the week and that you have a great call to action post pinned to the top of your page before Fan Page Friday party days, so that some of those people that come and check out your page will take action.
You are listening to educationhackers.com, podcasting from Vancouver, Canada. Education Hackers highlights successful entrepreneurs with great online courses. And now, to introduce today's guest is e-learning evangelist Steve Atwall.
Today I'm very happy to have Michael Bloom on the show. Michael is a caregiving without regret expert and has inspired hundreds of caregivers with practical coping strategies to avoid burnout. Michael published his first book in 2013, The Accidental Caregiver Survival Guide, Your Roadmap to Caregiving Without Regret, and quickly grew an engaged fan base of 1,000 fans on Facebook without a penny of paid advertising in less than 100 days. As a result of weekly Facebook networking, Michael sold hundreds of books, was invited for over a dozen interviews, signed a number of private clients, and became a sought-after paid speaker for live events. Although Michael is not a marketing guru, other mission-driven business owners are eagerly seeking Michael's effective marketing strategies to skyrocket their own success. Michael, I'm really glad to have you on the show. Before we get into your course, what's your favorite drink for tonight's Oscars?
Well, it's a great question. And first, Steve, it's such a pleasure to be here with you. This is actually National Margarita Day when we're recording this. So I love margaritas. So I will definitely be having a margarita when I watch the Oscars tonight.
Awesome. So I'd like to ask my guests, you're a busy person and you seem to be doing a lot of work in different areas. How do you like to relax when you're not working? How do you unwind? Do you have any hobbies?
Sure. Well, one of the things I've started doing to unwind, because I have a good friend who is a mindfulness expert, and back in December, I listened to a talk that he had done actually on Dr. Oz, where he talked about doing mindfulness in just 5 minutes a day, which seems to be ideal for the entrepreneur. So I try to schedule myself a 5-minute mindfulness break just to unwind. Because as you know, as an entrepreneur, we're so connected. We're so wired all the time. So it's good to just kind of power everything down and just give myself 5 minutes. Sometimes it goes longer than 5 minutes, but that's really been a big thing. My other thing is I try to wind down at night after I shut down with some sort of either pleasure book or mindless television that's entertaining. So I just go into somebody's entertainment world, and that's a good way to wind down as well.
Yeah, my unwinding is watching some of my old classic British comedy TV shows from the 80s and 90s. So, Are You Being Served is a favorite.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So let's talk about your online course, Fan Page Party. Give us a bird's eye view of the course. What do you cover? Who's it for? And why should people be signing up for it?
Sure. Well, I think people like me, in terms of, as you mentioned in my bio, I'm a caregiving without regret expert. I'm a caregiver coach. I'm a life coach. And I self-published my first book, toward the end of 2013, The Accidental Caregiver Survival Guide. After publishing the book, I was looking for sort of online marketing strategies to get the word out about my book, the buzz out about my book. And I knew Facebook would be a great way to go, because there'd be a lot of caregivers there, but I had a lot of limiting beliefs about Facebook and Facebook marketing in general. And there's so many great advertising programs that are out there. And after just investing quite a bit of my resources into getting my book done and out, I really was looking for not spending a lot on advertising resources in the beginning, which I can imagine a lot of people who are just launching a business feel the same way. So I found these Facebook fan page parties, which typically take place on Fridays. And After launching my page, I found a Friday party. I engaged in a few of them. Somebody invited me to more. On my very first party day, I got 20 likes from attending parties and was meeting some cool people in private messaging interaction. And I became addicted, and I started doing or attending, Facebook fan page Friday parties from that point after. Just to let you know what a fan page party is. Fan page, it's kind of an underground Facebook strategy that some business owners and those that have business pages use, where they post a party-like image. They make a post on their fan page, inviting others to like or share the image, but then in the comment thread, put a description and a link to their fan page so that people who attend the parties, like a virtual networking event, can go to one another's pages and like those pages. So that's how fan page parties work. But I know a lot of people might be interested in this, so I decided to create a system. And around the same time that I was doing this, because I'm a junkie of courses and online marketing, I connected with a great mentor, Tom Buford, who does a profitable online courses course. And I took it, and in talking to him about my idea, which was outside of my market of caregivers, of helping other mission-driven entrepreneurs expand their reach on Facebook, he thought it was a fabulous idea. So I developed all the content for the program, which is how to attend fan page parties and make an impression, so you get those likes. Once you become experienced at attending, how to become a rocking fan page party host, so more and more people will come and participate in your fan page parties, which will expand your reach. Even when I had less than 1,000 people liking my page, my post reach organically without any unpaid advertising was reaching over 2,000 people each week. And then the third component is we don't just want to focus on fan page parties. We want people who come to our pages to take action with us outside of Facebook, because that's how we sustain a great business. So I have a module really dedicated to everything you do, kind of after party strategies, so that your Facebook looks active throughout the week and that you have a great call to action post pinned to the top of your page before fan page Friday party days, so that some of those people that come and check out your page will take action. And for me, that's been a lot of book buyers.
I looked at the page for your course. There are three main sections, three main modules. Then you have a Party Central list and then a couple of bonuses. In Module 1, attending parties. This module takes you through each step of attending parties and building your list of raving fans before you even start your own parties. Yeah, tell us a bit more about that. Is this attending other people's parties?
Yes, this would be attending other people's parties. And of course, people are welcome to come to my party any week if they find me, find my page on Facebook, which we can share in a bit as well, because I have one every week too. Even if nobody did any other strategy but this first one, they will engage more potential fans for their products and services, because they're going to build their likes organically on Facebook. This is the most important of the strategies. So I walk through step by step, not just how to attend. Plus, with my Party Central list, which is a companion bonus with this, it gives you a listing of, 24 of great party hosts that have Facebook parties every week, so you can find them and know where to go to the ones that you would really like. But the key is the key secret to really maximizing your success with attending parties is don't just drop your link in with your page. Go and like other pages that resonate with you that people have shared, and then go private message those people on their fan page to let them know you like their page and would welcome a return like. This helps starts a dialogue between you and this other, party attendee. And that's the way that you kind of build your virtual networking. And with a few of those people, you'll go really deep. So I provide within the first module all the tutorials about how to go about being a really natural and sought after party attendee, and how to build those relationships without being salesy. And I provide templates that people can use to actually do their commenting and responses. They can modify them to their own wording for their own business, but it provides a really great start for members.
That's great. One of the things that I've always wondered is if there's a directory of some kind, so that say I'm in the education space or the technology space or the business space, if there's a directory that lists these popular or top fan pages or business pages on Facebook that are specifically for that niche or that area that I'm interested in. Is there such a beast?
Not that I'm aware of yet, and I haven't drilled down to that level. That's an interesting idea. The one thing I would say, though, is don't stick to your own niche when you're going into fan page parties because what you offer may be appealing. Let's say for me, I'm in the caregiving niche. I don't want to just stick with caregiving organizations to be finding parties in that area. I found that for me, a lot of other business owners may be, home marketers who are selling other, participating in network marketing and selling other products and services, like weight loss products or, even those that are making their own crafts or jewelry, handmade jewelry or, other food and nutrition products. Behind every one of those is a business owner who may have interest in what you're doing. For me, in terms of caregiving, I found that a lot of those folks, the reason they have home-based businesses, and many of them have actually been a family caregiver. So they're taking care of a loved one and doing this as well. So it's really helped with my connection building. So I guess my bit of advice to you and others would be go outside of your niche for this purpose. You want to network with people who you really don't know just based on their business, who they are and what their interests are. And for you with education and technology, your skills in that area, Steve, could be very useful for these other business owners.
That's true. I'm specifically thinking of, say, for example, I want to have guests and I want to have a certain type of guest on the show. So I want to go and find those particular guests and their particular pages and their particular profiles. And it'd be nice to have a directory. It's a pity that Facebook doesn't really have some kind of directory where you can do that because they have all the information.
Yes.
They have all the information. They could provide something like that. But I wonder if they will at some point.
Well, the other way to do this, Steve, is in the Facebook search bar, which you have right at the top. If you type a hashtag and then a particular topic that you're searching for, the pages related to that topic will work. Hashtags work in Facebook like they do in Twitter. Mm-hmm. And Facebook, in terms of fan page parties, this is, like I said, it's an underground Facebook strategy. So this is not a Facebook endorsed program. There's nothing illegal about it. There's nothing against Facebook rules. And in fact, once you start engaging in parties, because Facebook will recognize that you kind of like that type of thing, they'll start dropping other parties in your news feed so you can find them as you get more engaged with them. So there are lots of great social media folks that, big names that are using this. They could be keys for you finding interviews that do have parties, but you could, be one of the, you would be ideal, Steve, even in attracting other guests to be experts on your podcast, even starting to host your own parties each week, maybe going into that second module, because then you might attract other people that would be ideal partners for you.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because I use Google Docs a lot, and there are some plugins for Google Docs.
Yep.
And one of the plugins lets you go out to Twitter and do the hashtag search and then bring back the results right into Google Docs.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of interesting. And I'm not sure if you can do something similar with Facebook. I don't think there's something that connects Google Docs with Facebook, but that would be kind of neat to capture that information. So you see the results coming back. You do hashtag search, and other than just copying and pasting, it'd be nice to have something. So let's get into the second module, your hosting parties module.
Yes.
This is where the fun really begins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you get ready to host your own parties and start seeing your fan engagement skyrocket. And tell me more about these parties. I'm interested to know what is actually involved in hosting a party. We're not talking about cocktails and dressing up to attend a party. This is a virtual party. So yes. What's involved?
It's a virtual networking party, and it's actually very easy. It's really, so the first step really is to create a captivating post image that you will use to post. And I would use the same one for a while so people gain traction. For me, because, I'm positioning myself based on my book. My fan page is actually an author page for Caregiving Without Regret. So one of the chapters of my book is put chocolate in your pillbox. I'm a chocoholic, and it's a metaphor for caregivers to dose themselves regularly with joy so they sustain their caregiving energy. But because people who attend my live speaking events, I always bring chocolate. They associate me with chocolate because I'm a chocoholic. I made a virtual chocolate image. I had a designer do it for me. And basically, it's identified as a fan page party image in a chocolate bar form. And so people get to know that each week and know that that's my party image. But I say whatever your unique sort of identifying interest, hobby, something related to your business that you would do, have an image created. You can hire a graphic artist or designer to do it at a bit of a more cost like I did. You could go to a site like Fiverr.com and, request an e-lancer to do it very inexpensively. Or you can use free service like Canva.com, which I love to use, which you can design your own post image that would work exactly to meet the Facebook dimensions. So that's the first step. Make it known that it's a fan page party image. And then what I include as a template, the course, is the standard rules that you would use that you could customize so that the party attendees know what to do. These, pretty much people use kind of the same rules for engagement, which is to like or share the post because that's what builds the engagement for the party host. Put a link into your party image and go and find other people to connect with, to like their pages. So you get a, return of like. So there, like I said, there's rules of engagements. They're there. I have a template that's all established that people can just copy, paste, and then edit to meet their specific page desires. But that's really all there is to it. The parties will run themselves. When you first do parties and your attendance is low to begin with, I would engage with all those people in replying to their comments at your convenience over the weekend. Many parties start on Fridays but will run throughout the weekend. And reply and thank those people for coming. So they are encouraged to keep coming back. I did that a lot in the beginning for engagement. I really don't do tons of personal engagement now. I strictly do my engagement with people who private message me on my page. So I build those deeper relationships. And right within the post description, I put that there for people if they want to connect with me, to be sure to get my attention and make sure I return their private message me. And that's what people will follow through with. But the other thing now, I have a virtual assistant that works with me. So I let her take care of, posting and doing some engagement in the party. But you just keep rinsing and repeating that process each and every week. The first few times you'll spend more time with it, but over time your party will build buzz on its own and it can basically run itself and you can just engage when it's convenient for you.
There are some etiquette rules when you're hosting an online Facebook fan party. So the etiquette rules, can you tell us a bit more about those?
Absolutely. So one of the, like I said, so the key etiquette rules that typically, we would put on there is, and it's not really that many, but again, it's just, share a link to your page and be sure that you're going to be active in the party. So connect with the pages of other partiers from your personal page. And I guess this is the other thing this is probably the most important thing to let folks know. When you are liking and commenting on a party host thread, do it from your personal profile. The only likes that count in Facebook like counts are personal profile likes. So when you make the post from your personal profile, and share the link to your fan page, the other beautiful thing that will happen when you share that link is the cover image to your page will actually display right on that comment thread. So when you go to these parties, and if people have done it in that way, you will see a whole bunch of nice cover images from the different partiers right there in the comment thread. It makes it easy for you to figure out which ones you've already liked and which ones would be new pages. And then fan page hosts, if you really want to make a big impression with a bigger fish, somebody who has thousands upon thousands of Facebook fan page followers, if you share that fan page post of theirs on your page, on your own personal profile, you will make them love you even more because you'll be making an impression because, again, you're helping their fan page reach. So that's the big thing for etiquette is be sure to do the likes from your personal profile.
Yeah, and maybe share some useful information and actually try to connect, just like you do in real life.
Exactly.
Yes, you try to connect and build rapport with these people because there are people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and after the party ends, you have some strategies for making sure that you connect with the people that you connected with online and continue that dialogue.
Yeah, so one of the things you want to do, because you're going to be connecting with a whole bunch of people if you engage in this strategy. And for people who get started with it, it can be addictive if you really like it, because you'll start to really engage with people. What I suggest is for folks that make as you're connecting with people, you'll be able to make a judgment as to who you think will be an ideal potential prospect for you going forward, or somebody you want to, stay really close contact with. I would say develop your own little spreadsheet to keep track of those people and their pages, and make a little notes to yourself about who those key people are, because otherwise there's so many you can get really confused. But the other couple of main strategies I like to share is, with fan pages, you can pin a post to the top of your fan page. So before party days, I suggest that you pin a call to action post, meaning some call to action to some offer you have outside of Facebook to make it easy. So for, if you're selling a book, you're an author, have a link to, how people can get the book. If you have a free webinar or a teleseminar coming up, that's a great place to post that. For me, I host these monthly caregiving power hours. So on the week prior to those power hour days, I tend to pin the post about my upcoming power hour to get people to enroll. And to come and attend those. So again, not everybody who attends your party will do that, but the bottom line with any strategy that you use on Facebook marketing, you want folks that come and visit, some of them to take action with you and go outside of Facebook, and anything that you can do to get them to take action and become your email subscriber will just help deepen that. And that's what some of these Facebook after party strategies that I provide, really give folks to move forward with some actionable steps.
Is Friday the main day to have these Facebook parties?
Yes, Friday is the main day. Just remember, it's not Friday every place in the world at the same time. So the other thing I do is I have my parties go live. I'm in the Eastern time zone. I'm in the very snowy tundra of Boston area right now. But I have my fan page parties posted about 8 p.m. Eastern time Thursday night, because I know it's already Friday morning in Australia, New Zealand, all those places. So some parts of Asia. And I do have people attend from around the world. My party stays active from that time on Thursday night through the entire weekend. So people can come anytime they want.
Yeah, I'm thinking about these Facebook fan page parties, and how do you actually get people to come to these? I mean, you create a page and you post that you're going to have a Facebook fan page party. Do you entice them with maybe a special offer? How do you get people to actually come and post?
It's pretty easy. No, I don't usually entice them with an offer. When I make my post in other parties that I attend, I share that I'm hosting a party on my page as well. So when they come and like my page, come share their page on my party. And that's what continues to build the buzz with one another. So it's not just getting the like. People will see your party image and post. And for a while, if you just want to get more party goers, you can make your party post your pinned post on your page. So it's very prominent, so that when people see that and get that, and then as you build more and more fans, that doesn't have to be the pinned post. People will become accustomed. I mean, people easily find my chocolate image now, and, will find it in post. So, and I get return people and new people each week. So it's really that's my number one way to attract new people is by sharing in other parties that I'm hosting one.
Have you had a Facebook fan page party where people just started posting links to their product or service and it kind of got out of control? And how did you handle that if you did have something like that?
I haven't had that happen. We are encouraging people to list to their page. If you find that somebody is being overly promotional as the owner of the fan page, you can hide their posts so they don't have to be visible if you go through. But I've had not one problematic engagement on my fan page party. People know what to do. Some people who come own more than one page. So, as many of us do, and I'm involved with more than one page, they may make a few posts to share their different pages. But the idea with these party strategies is go and like the pages that resonate with you. And engage with those folks. And the other thing is no action that you take is undoable. If you like a page and you're not liking it over time because you're not really appreciating the post, you can unlike that page in the future. So that's entirely up to you. But the answer is I've been doing this for over a year, and I've had no issues whatsoever.
That's good. And you have a couple of bonuses as well in your course. You have a private Facebook group where you can freely promote your page. So that would probably be a good place to post links to your page.
Absolutely. For members, yes. And I encourage people to come and join the private Facebook group, because that's where they'll get more information and resources, to share. And certainly if people start launching their own pages, we have one member who did it, and that broke her over the 1,000 fan mark. And she's quickly growing sales of her books as well. It's really great. So the private Facebook group is a great place to post your questions. And the other bonus is for members is I do a live every 4 to 6 weeks. I offer a live webinar session for members. That's a free bonus where I'll answer questions, and basically people can look right over my shoulder. I do it right via Google Hangout on air using Webinar Jam, and people can ask their questions, and they can basically look over my shoulder as I demonstrate what to do. All past live, I call them live lab support sessions. I offer them on a Friday, so people are seeing what's happening right on a Friday party day. All the past recordings are in the replays page of the member site, and often people have asked questions beyond Facebook parties, and I do my best to find answers for them too, and we make this as engaging as possible.
Yeah, so that was a question that I was going to ask, is because on the Facebook fan page, people are posting messages to each other, and how do you find that in conjunction with, say, for example, a Google Hangout, where it's more of a live audio-video session? You can't have thousands and thousands of people Google Hangouts, but you can have lots and lots of people on a Facebook fan page posting. But, some people prefer having a live session. So you insert that in there on a Friday sometimes?
Well, and this is only from the paid members of my program. So people who invest in the program, one of the perks of membership is I have these live lab, because the rest of the training, the modules are all on demand that people can consume as they wish. But I know people will have questions. So every 4 to 6 weeks, I offer a live webinar through Google Hangouts where members can register, members only perk, and ask their questions. And what I'm saying is I take them, they look over my shoulder, basically virtually, because I'll go to Facebook to answer their questions and show them what to do. So they get a demo. And then the replays are for members only too. So that's what it's about. So I'm kind of, and because, I know you interviewed a partner that I have in another business where I train people on how to use Google Hangouts effectively. So I'm really comfortable with the platform.
That's actually a good strategy, because once you have the Facebook fan page parties and people become more engaged and they have more questions, then they could maybe sign up for your particular course or particular membership, and then they have access to you through a live Google Hangout.
It's great. Could I add something to that? Just that I think for anybody now creating online courses and for other courses that I'm involved in, I'm using that strategy going forward, because I think live Google Hangouts or Hangouts on air is a really great way to interact with people. They really get to build that, get to see you, get to see directly what you do, ask questions live. It's such a great membership perk bonus to offer, and that's why I do. It helps with that live engagement, and then all of those become recordings, and you could just drop them, keep them private or unlisted, and drop them in your member site. And I've done about 15 of them now, so there's like almost 15 additional hours of training for members who come in my program to consume at their convenience, because all the past recordings are there.
That's excellent. Now, you offer lifetime access to all the training and bonuses. I was just looking at your webpage, and there's a testimonial that caught my eye, and it goes something like this. I attended my first Friday fan page party hosted by Michael, and I got 19 likes and an invitation to speak on a radio show. I don't know what you're doing next Friday, but if you need more likes, I highly recommend attending Michael's party. He's one hell of a host. Thanks again, Michael Bloom, from Dr. Susan O'Malley, founder of the Try into Triumph fan page on Facebook. That must be very, very encouraging to see something like that and see that you're actually influencing a lot of people.
It really is. And that's been my experience too. And, it's why I've shared with people. I've been, yours is different, Steve, because you were a referral from somebody else that I know, to meet up and have the honor and privilege to be on this podcast interview with you. But for others, when I first started doing this, I got invited to do different radio interviews based on my party connections. So it was so rewarding to see that a newbie right out of the gate, and Dr. O'Malley is such a great person, and she just published a book too, to see her have the benefit of getting that interview right from attending her first party. I'm not saying that happens to everyone, but it can very well happen to you. And the idea behind all of this too, if this strategy resonates with you, it's fun. I mean, every week you have an opportunity for a virtual networking party where you can be comfortable. I mean, you could be in your PJs or you could be in a tropical climate on the beach sipping one of my favorite margaritas and engaging in this on your tablet. So you don't have to get dressed up. There's nothing, I still love in-person networking. I mean, I think that's one of the greatest ways to meet people, but why not have something that's virtually available each and every week that you want to play and participate?
And you don't have to be there that time live in order to post. So you could be posting maybe every half an hour or every hour or whenever it's convenient for you during that time period that the party's going on, that Facebook fan page party. And you could be doing other things at the same time. So you have a number of videos in this course. How many videos do you have, and how easy are they to follow?
Sure, they're very easy. The modules are broken up. I believe the core modules right now have a total of 7 videos that are short segments. But then in addition to the videos, I have written templates that are downloadable. And then there's an additional, right now, we have an additional 15 videos from the live support sessions I've done where people have come and asked questions, because what I find is the members ask some really great questions, and that's a great way to consume, just to get other information, because if they're thinking of the question, then you probably have a similar question. So you can spend as little or as long as you want. My advice would be, if you jump into the course, just focus on the first module in the beginning. Get used to attending parties before you jump to the next step. If you already have a lot of fans on your Facebook page, you can make the jump to being a Facebook party host really quick. I think you want to have minimum of a few hundred fans on your fan page before you start hosting a party, because that'll be more attractive, so for people to want to attend your party.
So you do a hashtag search to find a Facebook fan page party?
So when you're in Facebook, if you do a hashtag and you hashtag fan page parties, different ones, Facebook fan page Friday or fan page Friday, different parties will show up. Because people use those hashtags when they make their posts, so they're found. So you can use hashtag searches in Facebook as well. But then, like I said, right within my program, as a benefit for members, I have the Party Central list, which would give you access to a few dozen. And as I learn more or get more, I'll be, I continue to add to that list over time, because there are new parties that come on the scene, as more people become aware of this.
Yeah, there must be some exclusive ones.
Yeah, and like I said, there are some great ones that are out there, and I encourage people to come to mine. You can find my page at author. You just do facebook.com/author Michael Bloom, and that'll take you right to my page, and you will find the virtual chocolate image from each and every Friday or Thursday night, around 8 p.m. Eastern time.
How do you limit who gets invited and who shows up and who's allowed into this Facebook fan page party?
Everybody's allowed in. I don't want to limit anyone. I mean, unless somebody was being rude or obnoxious and insulting to other members of the group, this is open to anyone in the public to come in any time. You just want to encourage more and more people to attend. Not everybody will attend each week. Some will become your raving fans and followers as you build those connections. That's really the idea, is to take some of those party attendees that come, engage with them in private chat as you start to build that relationship, and you will really build a close relationship with some people that start to, that come and attend your parties. And that's how you build those connections. That's how I've come up with a couple of those fan page connections have become really good clients of mine. On a fan page, I'm not sure you could really limit anyone. If you wanted to have a party in a closed group, that would be a way to do a limit. You could take this party strategy and put it into a group that you invite friends to. But all fan pages are public domain. So there's really no way to limit who would attend. And again, I can't think of a reason why you would want to limit, because the idea is to open yourself up to all kinds of potential prospects that are out there. If you want to have a private party, I would say take the strategy to a Facebook group where only certain people are there.
Sounds good. So what are some of the big questions that you get asked by your community?
The big questions that I ask, well, first is how does this work? How do I find them? Which is what you've been doing. so that tends to be the big question. I think my biggest doubters, of which one of my biggest success stories from the program was one of my greatest doubters before she decided to come. Her name's Dawn Shaw, and she has a page called Facing Up to It. And she actually has really been rocking it with fan page parties. But she thought that she was concerned about the quality of the likes, the quality of the people that would come to like her page. And, just getting numbers of likes for the sake of getting them. And sure, there is, I said, yeah, again, I think that could be kind of a limiting belief with that because, all likes are good. Just from that group of people who are coming to like, you're going to find a subset of them that you're really going to develop great relationships with. And that's really what this is all about. I mean, think about when you go to a live in-person event, there could be hundreds of people there. You may meet with as many as you can, but not everybody is somebody you want to go deeper with. But if you really are good at networking, then, in this virtual event, you will meet up with the people you're meant to meet up with, and you don't know what opportunities could come. So what I say is, don't just look at what type of page it is before you make that connection with the person, because what I've found is behind every fan page is a person. And for me, for my caregiving business, behind every fan page owner is a person who may be a caregiver or knows of a caregiver. And so it's been really great connecting for me.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. So what's the best way to post to fan pages?
I actually do my own posting. And like I said, I work with a virtual assistant now. So I've developed a social media planner so that she can go in and make some posts too and do some research to help me out too as I've been getting busier in my business. But I would say what I like to talk about in the after party strategy module is, think about what your target audience would want. So post a mix of inspirational quotes with images, snippets of, articles that you find with an article link to somebody else. Share content from another page that you think could be really beneficial for your audience. That's a great way to build an even deeper relationship with another page owner, is when you share their content. Maybe they'll share your content. Because sharing helps that organic reach, which is unpaid Facebook reach. So those would be some of the key strategies. I say make a minimum of one post on your fan page per day, so it looks like it's active and lived in. I know I get discouraged when I go to pages and I see they make a monthly post or a post every couple of weeks. That makes me think the person's not in their page very often. So make it livable. It doesn't have to be complicated. Post a question.
So can you do that through an automated tool?
Sure you can. You can use like Hootsuite or Post Planner or any of those tools that are there. Absolutely.
Because I believe the Hootsuite and Buffer and some of these tools will work fine on your profile, on your personal profile, but they have an issue with groups. And fan pages, they do allow you to post to fan pages.
Yes, fan pages will work, and that's what we're talking about. Groups, they don't work, but for fan pages, they will. So definitely for the busier entrepreneur, I would say use one of those tools or work with a virtual assistant to do it. I find that the best reached posts are the ones that I make myself. So I know, as I read an article about caregiving that could be beneficial, and I have things set up in Google Alerts to keep me posted as to what's relevant for my target audience. If I'm reading something, I just immediately share it with a comment. I mean, if I'm reading it, it takes me 2 seconds to click to share and put that post right on my page.
That's good. That's excellent. So why should you not buy likes from Fiverr?
Oh, I think that's an awful thing to do because you're buying very cold lists, and if you buy likes from Fiverr and those, and a whole bunch of people unsubscribe because these lists are purchased, Facebook is going to take a kind of a close look at what you're doing on your fan page. I think any of these schemes to buy likes or buy followers, whether they're likes on Facebook or followers on Twitter, are just a bad strategy to use. Sure, you're going to show these numbers, but you're going to have very little engagement from these people. They didn't make a personal choice to join your page. I think you want to do things organically or use really great paid advertising strategies that many wonderful people out there instruct on to get people to commit themselves to liking your page, making that decision for themselves.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people posting to get you 10,000 likes or 5,000 likes for $5 or whatever. And that's really, really true because a lot of these accounts are probably maybe fake.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the likes, like you said, there's no engagement, there's no follow-up. And eventually they'll drop off anyway, and Facebook doesn't seem to like that too much.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd rather have 2,000 people who really were engaged and like what I have to offer than 20,000 fake people.
Fake proof of popularity. So, yes, you can say, oh, I have 5,000 likes, but it's not really true.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a way of boosting up your own, I guess, ego.
Yeah. And people think that it shows this social proof. But I can tell you, I'm approaching 2,700 likes on my caregiving page. I still have not engaged in paid advertising or bought any likes on that particular page. That's all been built organically through my party strategies and just natural engagement I make with people in live speaking events or other places for them to come and like my page. They're making a choice to do so.
I heard that Facebook was working on allowing uploading of animated GIFs. Do you know if that's possible now?
Yes, I believe we're getting there with animated. The other thing is Facebook recently just allowed on fan pages to actually, start doing, really in-depth video uploads. You can actually create almost like a video channel on your Facebook page that's similar to YouTube. Because Facebook is going to be starting to go into some more competition with YouTube. So videos are actually achieving more reach. So if you're somebody who really likes to do video or do brief video snippets, I would take advantage of the videos tab. You find it under the more section on your page. There's a videos will drop down. Look at that. And I would start uploading videos there and then sharing those on your page because they will have great reach.
Excellent. That's a nice hidden feature there.
Yes.
In order to add those videos, do you normally create an unlisted YouTube channel and then link to those?
You can't do that in the new video feature. You need to upload your video directly from your own computer device that you've recorded the video, or something like Amazon S3 where you may host your video. You cannot do if you can share any video you have on YouTube. You could just share it directly on your Facebook page. Just put the link of the YouTube video on your page. But to do this is off the Facebook fan page party strategy a bit. But if you want to have videos on Facebook that are in this videos tab, they need to be added directly from you and your source, not YouTube.
Right. So you have to actually upload them to Facebook itself rather than have a link, which you can do anywhere.
You can do anywhere, yes.
So any way to add a MailChimp sign-up form on a fan page?
Sure. What I would suggest doing is, again, that's all done through the tabs. And again, under the more section where you can manage tabs and add things. If MailChimp or your email server may actually have a Facebook, some sort of Facebook plugin or something to use. For me personally, to get people on my list, I use lead pages. So I have my free resource guide for caregivers set up as a lead page tab. And then that gets people on I use Aweber currently, and that gets people on my Aweber list.
Excellent. And there's also Facebook. There's also Facebook offers. Have you tried Facebook offers?
I have. That's almost a brand new feature that just came out. You could put call to action button on your Facebook page, which shows up right on your cover image. And it's a great new feature that people start to get used to. So what I've done with this is because my Caregiving Without Regret is a fan page is really an author page, and a lot of people who come to my page will buy my book. I use that call to action button as a shop now button. So it will, if somebody clicks that, it will take them directly to my book on Amazon so they can make the purchase.
Excellent. Awesome. That's similar to Google offers extensions, I believe.
Yeah, so I think Facebook again continues to try to get more in competition with Google and YouTube. They continue to make enhancements. So, that's here. So you definitely want to take advantage of these things. And you can actually track in your insights how many people are clicking your call to action button. It's actually a new thing that shows up in your insights.
Awesome. Excellent. Facebook is really starting to compete with Google there.
And the good thing I know I'm sharing with this too, the call to action button is free. The video upload feature is free. So again, you can do a lot of things for free on your Facebook page. I know a lot of people are concerned because of the degree of, they think unless you pay for advertising, you're not going to get much traction out of Facebook. You can. And anything I've shared, I'm not discouraging people from using paid Facebook advertising strategies. I think the total great package model you could do would be a combination of paid Facebook advertising and maximizing free, practical, useful, results-driven strategies like Facebook fan page parties.
Awesome. So my listeners are people who are either just starting to create their first online course or trying to figure out ways to improve their existing course. So I'm going to ask you a few questions that are meant to help answer their questions. What was the biggest mistake you made when you first started creating your online course?
Sure. Well, I'm very fortunate because I didn't have a mistake because I worked with my great mentor from Profitable Online Courses, Tom Buford. So I actually went right away to somebody who had expertise developing courses so he could develop it in partnership with me and I would see how it was done by an expert. So it really worked seamlessly. The only thing that was a bit confusing was because, we were using his shopping cart and his system and it's my content, my course, we had to work out a few little kinks, a few little extra steps that he typically did because I'm the one running the actual program, but he's the one with the infrastructure. But again, all of the minor disadvantage of that was well outweighed by having an expert to mentor me in developing this first course.
So what was the workflow like when you created your course in conjunction with your partner?
Sure. So he took care of all of the, the technical side of setting up because he has systems in place for using Wishlist in conjunction with his shopping cart and PayPal. So he took care of all of that. And I developed all the content. I did video tutorials. I actually did all my video tutorials I did my recordings with people looking over my shoulder, just using Google Hangouts and Air because I love the platform. And I was able to upload all the content, the video tutorials and the written content and the templates I developed right into the Wishlist member infrastructure that Tom set up for us. So he handled, like I said, the infrastructure. I handled the course content.
And how long did it take you to finish the course?
I had everything wrapped up within a month from start to finish of first discussing to get it done.
And the platform you used was WordPress and Wishlist?
WordPress and Wishlist, yes. People need to purchase before they're taken to a page to actually register to get their, register for their username and password.
And where do you host your videos for the course?
My videos are actually hosted on my YouTube channel, unlisted. So I keep them all there. And then when you use WordPress, YouTube makes it very easy. WordPress makes it very easy for you to post YouTube videos because now with the new versions of WordPress, if you just share the URL for your YouTube video, it just populates in the perfect size right on that page.
And is that mobile responsive, the video?
It totally is.
And that's because you're using Wishlist.
That's because I'm using Wishlist in the WordPress platform.
Right. Because by default, I believe the way that YouTube serves the video is through an iframe, which is not mobile responsive.
Yes, it does. Right, exactly. It does typically put it right there as an iframe, but now with the latest versions of WordPress, you don't even have to use the iframe code. You can just post the link from your YouTube video right in the WordPress page that you wanted to go in, and it'll be there.
Excellent. What payment system did you end up using and why?
Well, because Tom was the infrastructure guy, he currently uses one shopping cart for all of his programs. So that's the payment system that we used. And so because we're partners, he collects the payment and then pays me my share. One shopping cart may integrate directly as a shopping cart program directly to his bank account. For other programs we're developing, we're having it go directly to PayPal. But I've heard Stripe is a good option as well.
Yeah, the only thing with Stripe, it's a great platform, and you can set up a Stripe account in 2 minutes. The only thing you have to note about Stripe is that you do need an SSL certificate, because with Stripe, your whole site or your page has to be protected. With PayPal, you just get the code and put it on your website and you're ready to go.
Yeah, and actually, that's a great point. I use HostGator for my hosting. I know we're getting technical here for some folks, but I use HostGator for my hosting. I made the decision to go to the professional HostGator. It's a bit more per month, but it's really negligible, and you get the private SSL, so your site is really compliant at that point for taking payments without worry. So if you're getting serious about doing online courses and having an online business, I would make the investment in the highest if your hosting account will offer, and HostGator does with their maximum account. And it's really not that much of a price difference and worth the investment to have everything be kosher, shall we say.
Exactly. I think the way things are going now, even Google seems to favor sites that have SSL certificates.
Correct.
So when you're registering a domain name and you're actually hosting, you're starting to host and install WordPress, it's probably easier and better just to get the SSL certificate right there and then before you do anything else so that your whole site is protected and you don't have to worry about it later on. Now, how do you market your course? What's been most successful? Social media, blog posts, webinars, Facebook?
Facebook posts because people will, see as they get to know me, but promotional partners. I mean, that's really the best way to market the course is getting, and being asked to do different interviews like you have me. Thanks again for inviting me today. Really helps to get the word out. And then other promo partners that ask me to come and do webinars. I love doing webinars with promo partners because I can actually show people right on Facebook what I'm talking about. It makes it easier for people to see a visual when I can do it via Hangout on Air with a promotional partner. And that's been a great way to entice people who want to go deeper and have that direct support to take action. And even those that don't, and they choose, even those today, that might listen to this, that choose to go forward on their own, they're getting great value. And again, they get to know who I am. I'm not a high pressure salesperson. I think people really enjoy working with me or getting to know me because I strive to be authentic and practical. And I'm happy either way. So, but those that do choose to go on, I know my promo partners are happy because they know that their peeps are going to be well taken care of by me.
Now, looking back, the one tool that you absolutely needed to create your online course, was that Wishlist?
Yeah, for me, it would be Wishlist. I'm really enjoying the platform. I know there are others out there, but for me, that's what I've been doing with our courses now, and I definitely would say Wishlist.
And how do you support your course members? Do you have a private Facebook group?
Yep. So one of the bonuses they get is the private Facebook group. And then, every 4 to 6 weeks, I provide a live support session that members only can register and attend a Google Hangout on Air with me through my Webinar Jam platform. And we just get into it, answer their questions. Or if I learn about something hot off the press, like even not directly to fan page parties, like those call to action buttons and stuff like that, I'll lead the webinar with that new information because I want people to excel with success on their fan pages, not just through fan page parties.
So, Michael, take a few minutes and offer your best, most practical advice to anyone thinking of creating their first online course or training.
Hook up with some sort of with a mentor or a coach who's very knowledgeable about putting together an online course. I think the investment that you would take in working with someone or studying the process or the process that would really resonate with you, with the person that really resonates with you, will make a difference. You can try to learn it all on your own, but I think if you have somebody who's really knowledgeable in that area, who could be your accountability partner and who can answer your questions, it's worth that upfront investment. Once you learn how to do it and master it, you can just rinse and repeat. So I would start to get help from a mentor right away.
We have come to the end of the show. I could ask you a lot more questions about your course, but instead I'm going to leave a link to it in the show notes so people can visit your website and check it out for themselves. Thank you very much for being such an amazing guest on the show and for sharing such valuable insights and advice. It has been a real pleasure speaking with you. Where can people connect with you online?
You can find me on the web at caregivingwithoutregret.com. That's caregivingwithoutregret.com. And if you have any questions at all or would love more information, just feel free to shoot me an email at any time at Michael, Michael, at bloomforcoach.com, BLOOMFORCOACH.com. and so we can get you rocking it with those fan page parties.
Thanks for listening to Education Hackers. Check out the show notes and click the Love It button at educationhackers.com to send us some iTunes love. Until next time.